My name is Michelle Lee. I play badminton in a women's singles event. There's been a lot of really good steps forward, but I think the one I'm most proud of is reaching top 8 in the world ranking, but also qualifying for my 4th Olympics.
About 16 years old, I decided I wanted to continue badminton during university and try to become pro and try to qualify for 2028 Olympics.
As a beginner in badminton, I actually didn't really have any aspirations to become an Olympian or become a full-time athlete. And then I went out to play the senior tournaments internationally, and that really motivated me and sparked a fire inside me to think that I can do it and I'm going to do it.
The biggest motivation for me is that I want to do well for myself, and I just have a strong passion for the sport, so I think that's what keeps me in the game for this long, and just also the fact that I have a healthy body that can still compete.
To be honest, it's just all I've ever really known. I started playing badminton so young, so just me playing the sport just feels like it's part of my identity, and also I've always had that dream to go Olympics, to go far.
Generally, I've just been a competitive person, I'd say. So like the main thing has always just been I've enjoyed the feeling of like competition and going out there and wanting to win.
Every day I have 2 sessions on court, and then I have physio every day, and then I go to the gym every day.
Typically, I would have 2 training sessions in a day.
So it would be 2.5 hours morning, 2 hours at night, and then sometimes I do fitness here and there.
Badminton is one of the few sports that takes almost any aspect of any sport. You need speed, you need power, you need agility, you need flexibility, you need mental strength, you need stamina, you need tactical awareness, you need reaction time. There's almost every single aspect involved in badminton at the highest level.
It's not just dependent on what you can do, it's also reacting to what your opponents can do.
Some of these smashes are coming at like 500 kilometers an hour, and you have to be able to make like a split-second judgment every time on the court.
There's so many aspects to the game where people think you're just hitting something over the net.
We're out there to win, so you're doing everything you can to put the bird on the floor. We're not trying to have a rally and have fun.
Mentally, I would say badminton is really tough. You need to put a lot of effort into training, competing, thinking about how you're going to prepare for tournaments, and even training, how you can prepare for that.
For me, there's been so many physical struggles in terms of injuries. What's kept me going is just the confidence and the passion and fire that I can still do it. It's really tough. You gotta always go back to why you're doing it in the first place.
I think because I've invested so much time and effort and money into my badminton career, I don't want to just give it up. I want to see how far I can go internationally and see how much I can give to the sport and to myself to prove to myself that I can do it.
I've started playing when I was really young. Badminton is all I've really known. I've already come this far, so of course I've thought of quitting before because times do get hard and like the mental aspect does come into play, but at the same time I owe it to my younger self to just keep going and to push and pursue what I really wanted to do since I was a kid, just make Olympics.
I'm pretty grateful for my brother for that because he's always been like the one supporting me throughout all these years. Every time I've wanted to quit, he's always told me, I think you should give it one more shot. And every time my parents told me to quit, he was always the one that was saying, no, I think we should let him continue. I think we should let him play. And he's always helped me with my training, so I'm pretty grateful for that.
It's really hard to get to the next level. Like say when you're in the top 20, it's really hard to get to the top 10, and that's with any sport. But with badminton specifically, I think playing for Canada, it's also come with additional struggles where we don't have the right resources and the funding and the structure just isn't there compared to our competitors.
As a Canadian, one of the most difficult parts is getting that funding that you need because everything here is self-paid, right? So unless you have the funds, it's really difficult to make that jump from junior to senior because that's one of the biggest hurdles, I'd say, in becoming a professional player.
I don't even think I'd call it professionally because we don't even get paid. We're the ones paying to play, basically. In a way, yeah, we're honestly just doing our passion, and I think that's the main reason why we're still in it, especially as we get older.
Some long-term goals, I'd say, would be qualifying for 2028 Olympics.
Long-term, of course, everyone wants Olympics, but I think a little less long-term would be more like Commonwealth or something like that. That's 2 years away instead. Just like try and aim, do well at these type of tournaments.
Short term, obviously the Olympics is coming up in just 2-3 weeks, and I want a medal at the Olympics. Long term, I want to be able to share everything that I've learned and share it to the next generation and share my experience and hopefully change the sport in this country, in this side of the world.
Since I was around 6, I've been coming to Markham every weekend. My dad has drove me from Waterloo, which is about an hour and a half drive, every Friday, come back home Sunday. My parents have been doing this for 12 years, 13 years, like very committed, and that's also why I also want to pursue, because it's just like I owe it to my family, I owe it to everything. They've always been the backbone to my badminton. Of course, always grateful for family.
As I was starting out to play pro and come out of high school, I wanted to balance university and playing pro at the same time. So with that comes a lot of sacrifice of my time and other people's times. I would ask people to help me train at like 6 a.m. before I had classes. And then after class, I would rush back to my club to have night training if I could, if the times aligned. So I think with that comes a lot of sacrifice.
Yeah, I just want to say thank you to everyone that's just kind of been behind me, especially when I've been at my highs and I've been at my lows. And certainly at my lows, there are people that are always there for me, no matter if I'm winning or losing. And I'm super grateful for that. And there's also people that have cheered me on and believed in me, even when I didn't believe in myself. And I think that's one of the biggest reasons why I'm still doing what I'm doing for as long as I'm doing it. I didn't get here by myself, and whatever future achievement that I make, it's not just me. It's a community of supporters and fans and everyone that's just kind of pushed me forward when I was at my lowest.